What makes an engine so loud that it earned the nickname Rolling Thunderstorm? The Detroit Diesel 12 V71 wasn't just noisy. Its rumble told a deeper story of power and innovation. But why did it sound so furious? And how did this raw mechanical symphony shape the world of trucking, marine, and industry? There's more to this roar than meets the ear. Before we move on, I would like you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Imagine standing next to a machine that doesn't just make noise, it shakes the air around you. The Detroit Diesel 12 V71 wasn't subtle about its presence. Its roar was deafening, its growl relentless, and its high-pitched whine unmistakable. But what exactly made it sound like a storm rolling through? To understand the uproar, we have to look inside, at the two-stroke design that powered this beast to life. Unlike standard four-stroke engines, which complete one power cycle every 2 revolutions of the crankshaft, a two-stroke engine, like the 12 V71, fires off every single revolution. That means the engine is expelling exhaust twice as frequently, a major contribution to the constant thunder it produced. It was like compressing time itself, packing more action into every moment. Combine that with 12 cylinders working in unison, and you've got an orchestra that doesn't believe in silence. Think about it, 12 pistons moving at breakneck speed, slamming fuel and air into power with military precision, then unleashing it in rapid succession. It's chaos in the most organized fashion. And for the 12 V71, that chaos was music. But it wasn't just the frequency of its exhaust that made it notorious. Deep inside the engine, a Roots-type supercharger was busy forcing air into the cylinders at high pressure. This supercharger, known for its distinct high-pitched whine, wasn't there to create a more pleasant sound. It was there for power, to ensure each cylinder had all the oxygen it needed to explode with maximum efficiency. That whine, layered over the rumble of the engine, became part of its signature identity. The supercharger wasn't shy either. It amplified the engine's noise, making the entire setup feel larger than life. Now imagine all of this machinery with none of the noise-dampening technologies we take for granted today. There were no fancy insulated engine covers or precision-engineered mufflers designed to calm things down. Every metal part of the 12 V71 vibrated freely, transferring sound through the entire machine and sending it out into the open air. Exhaust systems, while present, didn't prioritize quieting the engine's voice. Instead, they prioritized durability and flow, which meant the roar was unfiltered and unapologetic. Standing next to a running 12 V71, ear protection wasn't just an option, it was a necessity. This unrestrained loudness was both a blessing and a curse. In its prime, the noise signaled power and reliability. For industries that relied on this engine, from heavy trucking to marine tugs, hearing that sound meant business was getting done. But as time went on, the world became less forgiving of engines that shouted at full force. Stricter noise regulations emerged, and what was once a symbol of strength started becoming an obstacle. Urban areas didn't want these machines rumbling through city streets, and regulatory bodies started demanding engines that could play nice with their environments. How does an engine so infamously loud earn the trust of the world's toughest industries? The Detroit Diesel 12 V71 didn't just make noise, it generated relentless, dependable power, earning its place as a workhorse across trucking, marine, and industrial settings. Wherever the conditions were demanding, this engine was there, roaring through challenges that would push other machines to their limits. Start with the open road. In the trucking industry, reliability means everything. Long-haul drivers depended on this engine to move incredible loads, sometimes exceeding 140,000 pounds, across endless miles of highway. Deadlines didn't negotiate, and breakdowns cut into profits. That made the 12 V71's toughness a lifesaver. With a displacement of 852 cubic inches and a Roots-type supercharger cranking out high torque, it was perfectly equipped to pull these immense trailers, even over steep grades. Whether hauling double-stacked trailers or oversized equipment, the 12 V71's consistent power kept businesses moving, proving itself over and over as a practical partner for truckers who had no room for error. While it graced the highways, its power and resilience also had a major role on the water. The 12 V71 found its way into tugboats, where it thrived in long, demanding hours of operation. In places like the San Francisco Bay, where large vessels needed maneuvering through choppy waters, having an engine that could handle extreme strain was crucial. Imagine steering massive freighters or barges weighing thousands of tons. There was no tolerance for failure in those moments. The same immense torque that kept trucks rolling powered these boats to keep ports running smoothly. And thanks to the modular design with individual cylinder heads, even when issues arose, repairs could be made quickly, often right on the docks. Downtime was minimized, which was essential in an industry where delays could cost much more than time. But trucking and marine weren't the only realms that needed engines with this level of muscle. Remote mining operations posed an entirely different type of challenge, and the 12 V71 rose to meet it. In isolated locations far from city infrastructure, mining camps relied on it to power generators, keeping everything from drills to lights running around the clock. With its dependable performance and a straightforward design that was easy to maintain, the engine made a difference where failure wasn't an option. When something like a power outage occurred, a quick fix was possible without dismantling the entire engine. Its modular setup allowed operators to isolate and repair only the affected cylinder, getting things running again fast. Through all of this, there was something almost understated about how the 12 V71 handled itself. For its class, it wasn't an especially heavy engine, giving it another edge in versatility. This made it easier to transport, install, and integrate into different kinds of equipment. Marine operators liked it for its endurance, miners liked it for its low-maintenance practicality, and truckers liked it because it just got the job done. That balance of power and usability turned it into a go-to choice across industries where reliability wasn't just desired, it was demanded. Even decades after its retirement, the Detroit Diesel 12 V71 refuses to fade quietly into the past. For many enthusiasts, it's more than an engine. It's a passion, a challenge, and a connection to a time when machinery didn't hide its raw power behind polished exteriors. Across online forums, workshops, and even retrofitted rigs, people from all walks of life are working tirelessly to ensure the 12 V71 remains as loud and proud as ever. But maintaining something as massive and mechanically complex as the 12 V71 in the modern world isn't simple. Parts can be scarce, and the technical expertise needed to service one isn't something you'll find in an everyday repair shop. The challenges get steeper when owners aim to bring this icon into the present without losing its essence. Outdated two-stroke technology doesn't exactly align with today's stricter environmental regulations, so many enthusiasts have turned to clever retrofits. One popular upgrade is electronic fuel injection, an advancement that fine-tunes fuel delivery for better economy and reduced emissions. These changes help balance performance with sustainability, proving that even an engine born of a different era can evolve alongside modern expectations. And yet, no matter how much enthusiasts adapt the 12 V71, its most enduring appeal remains its unapologetic sonic identity. There's something deeply satisfying about hearing that unmistakable rumble, blending mechanical whirs and metallic growls in a way that feels alive. That sound pulls people in. At community events, you'll often hear stories of younger attendees stopping in their tracks, mesmerized as the 12 V71 comes to life. It turns heads, evokes memories, and sparks curiosity, making it a centerpiece among truck and engine enthusiasts alike. Consider the story of a restoration project shared by one such enthusiast. A beat-up, decades-old truck was hauled into the shop, its 12 V71 engine rusted and forgotten. Years of effort went into rebuilding it, not just to factory specs, but with some modern improvements under the hood. When the project was finally finished and the engine turned over for the first time, it wasn't just the truck that revived. It was a piece of history roaring back to work. The debut of this truck at a vintage meetup drew a quiet crowd at first, simply watching as it came alive. But as that second revolution of the crankshaft announced its trademark roar, applause broke out around the gathered enthusiasts, many with nostalgic smiles on their faces. The 12 V71's legacy endures because it feels real in a way that many modern machines don't anymore. It wasn't streamlined, sanitized, or subdued. It was built to do, And that unfiltered design speaks to the grit and perseverance of the communities that relied on it. For those who still share that connection with the engine, it's more than just a machine. It's a reminder that imperfections, just like the unmistakable roar of the 12 V71, can create something unforgettable. The sound of the Detroit Diesel 12 of 71 wasn't just noise, it was its heartbeat, a gritty, unapologetic declaration of engineering from an era when raw mechanical power ruled. That unforgettable roar symbolized more than functionality. It captured an attitude, a confidence in designs that weren't shy about showing their soul. Messy, loud, thirsty, yet undeniably exceptional, it stood as proof that greatness doesn't need to be flawless. So think about the machines we rely on today. Have we traded character for precision? The 12 V71 may be retired, but its thunder echoes on, reminding us what happens when passion fuels performance.